All right, we're back with another overtime episode number 25.
Damn,
25,
really?
25 overtimes, yeah. This week,
We're getting paid. Holy shit.
this week via special request, Papa Hades, once again, we're looking at Cloverfield from 2008, produced by J.J. Abrams
Really?
and directed by Matt Reeves, who Matt Reeves made. I don't remember if he made the first one, but I know he made two of those Planet of the Apes movies from that trilogy from a couple. And that trilogy is one of the most underrated. I like every one of those movies that came out. Those Planet of the Apes movies.
Really? You say underrated. I mean, I feel like they were pretty rated.
They made a lot of money, but no one like really. I don't think people really consider them good cinema. If that makes. I think they're just like looked at as blockbusters, but I think they're like legit good movies. That like
oh, they're blockbuster.
Well, yeah, I mean they're definitely. But he's also Matt Reeves directing the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson that's coming out.
Nice. We'll
Either
see.
next year or the year next after that.
Give him a
But
yay or nay if he dies or not, depending on that movie.
oh, oh, okay.
His
Well,
life
anyway,
depends on it.
Cloverfield from 2008. I had a feeling watching this movie, Maverick, that you would hate this one.
Really?
I don't know, something about it. I was like, I don't think Maverick's gonna like this one. So what are you gonna give this one?
Uh, there's a lot at play in this movie. Um, and really, I want to watch because there's three Cloverfields.
There's 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then there's like another movie. But this was the only one I had ever seen. And I never saw 10 Cloverfield Lane, even though I really wanted to. I have no idea what they have in common with this movie. Because I don't think they're like this. They're not the same, like tempo or anything. Like they're. I mean, that 10 Cloverfield Lane movie is like John Goodman in a bunker, like locked in there with people and stuff or something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, I
Yeah, I don't
think
know
there's three,
much.
and
I
maybe a
don't know
TV
much
show.
about Cloverfield. Um,
The
I didn't
lore.
watch the trailer. Yeah, I don't know much about it, so I want to judge this one off the rest of them. But obviously, I watched the rest of them, so
Mm-hmm.
I want to give this one like a solid 6.
Six. Yeah.
Yeah, I like found footage, and it's one of the harder I feel like genres to do. Even if found footage is a
Well,
genre, I don't
uh,
or style of
50,
movie.
50 on that, I'd say. Because, I mean, found footage is very cheap to make. Like, anyone can make found footage. But to make a found footage nowadays that's, like, actually enjoyable and is
Yeah,
well
that's
done,
good, is
yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Found footage
exactly.
that's done well.
Yeah, that's always the challenge. Uh, I'm going along the same lines as you. I enjoyed this movie probably more than I should have. But I'm gonna give it a 7. I think it was real solid. I do think it would have benefited if they chopped some minutes off of it.
Really,
It's got like an hour 40 runtime. I think they really could have made this an hour 25, and it would have benefited from it.
I'm
Uh,
pretty sure it was like an hour 20.
no,
The
no,
movie
no,
itself was like an hour 14.
no, 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 no. The credits were long as shit.
The credits were long as shit.
There
That's
was
what.
like 10
Yeah,
minutes of
it's an hour
credits.
25. I just googled it. It's an hour 25.
Well,
I was like, damn, Tom really picked a short one this time.
could have.
And it's like an hour 14 without the credits.
Well, really could have just been an hour. But anyway, yeah. So I liked it. I got the actual Cloverfield monster
Oh fuck.
right here. There
The
he
other
is.
dude.
Don't do him like that. But anyway,
Look at
spoiler.
the chub on
The
that
chub.
fucker.
He thick boy.
He thick.
But anyway, spoiler warning for Cloverfield. We're gonna ruin everything about it. So you've been warned. Oh, Can we talk about the fact that T.J. Miller is in this movie?
Yeah, it's a little baby TJ
I
Miller.
forgot.
Dude.
Yeah, canceled T.J. Miller. Or to be fair, so I don't remember what happened with T.J. Miller because I think he had
I
some
have no idea.
accusations that came
Yeah,
out,
accusations and then
but
something.
I don't
But
think
was it around the time the fucking comedian, what's his name? Older white guy. Uh
Louis C.K.
Louis CK. The same time allegations for him, right? Or was that a little before?
I think Louis C.K. might have been like the first big one. I don't remember, but I think T.J. Miller had like some accusations during Me Too. I can't remember exactly what they were, but I don't think they really.
Actually assaulting someone.
Okay, I don't think they really stuck. But then I remember he called in a bomb threat in like a subway,
I remember that.
and
I do.
that's
I
what did
remember
it
that.
for him. And after that, I haven't heard anything. I think Silicon Valley or Silicon Valley, however you like, kicked him off the show. If that show's still
Yeah.
going, uh, I know he was still in Deadpool 2, but I don't think he's gonna be in any more Deadpool related stuff. The dog
He
wants out
wasn't
real
even a big
fast.
part of
Well, I mean,
how
he's the
dare
guy
you.
carrying the camera. Oh, Deadpool 2. Come on, go.
Deadpool, yeah.
This motherfucker. This motherfucker.
Apparently he got the bomb threat charge dropped.
Oh, well. Shout out him.
2018 incident.
Oh,
What the
Jesus,
fuck?
it's been that long ago. But anyway, yeah, but he's in this movie. He's the one that's carrying the camera the whole movie.
He is.
So you mostly just hear his voice throughout the whole movie. You see him for like a scene in the beginning, and then you see him at the very end, when things don't go good good for him.
He is swallowed up.
Yeah. Um, but I really like there's a part. So the beginning of this movie, they're gathered at this party for this guy's brother, who is the vice president of some company. They don't really get
They
into
don't
it.
ever say.
But he's leaving. He's off to Japan. I don't know how long he's gonna be in
It
Japan.
sounds like for good, to be honest.
Maybe. But yeah, he's going to Japan. And so I'm assuming that the one brother who sets up the party with his girlfriend is the younger brother. That's the vibe I got from him, is that he was the younger brother.
Yeah.
So this guy's younger brother, his girlfriend wants him to go around filming people saying like, good luck in Japan and shit. But he just sort of passes off the job to T.J. Miller. That younger brother is a real weird character because there was a lot of moments where he seemed like just a douchebag,
A
but
little bit.
nothing ever came out of him being a dick at points, and like it didn't seem like he was committed in the relationship, and like I don't know, that character was real weird, and then he just gets taken out on a bridge later.
On a bridge, yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, he passes off to T.J. Miller, and T.J. Miller ends up really liking it, and he's like filming everybody. And then
He killed the job, man.
He
really
killed it. And then there's one part where he's filming this girl who he's like, "All right, man, you got this, you got this, you got
That
this."
part was weird.
And
I
then he
was like,
starts to walk over to her, and then she like looks up, and he does a full, and he just turns and goes and like points the camera at some other guy who's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But that was good. I thought that was nice.
I was kind of cringing when he was crushing over
Mad
homegirl.
crushing, yeah.
Yeah, was it
Her name was
Marlena,
like Marlena or whatever.
played by Lizzie Capian?
I feel like I
Kaplan, my
recognized
bad.
her.
I don't know who she is. Oh, she was in the interview, apparently.
Oh, I saw that movie
Um,
once.
Yeah. That shit was in 2014.
That
Holy
movie,
fuck.
yeah, that was a long time ago. Them guys aren't even friends anymore. But
yeah, so he's crushing on her. He goes up to film her for the going away present or whatever.
uh huh.
And she's just like, no. And he's like,
Yeah,
come on.
she's like, I've
She's
met
like,
him like
no.
twice, and I was drunk both
Yeah.
of the time.
I was like, Jesus Christ, take a hit. And I was cringing really hard.
I would,
But
yeah,
can't make that movie nowadays. No means no.
especially T.J. Miller.
Wow, this movie did not age
No,
well.
no.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, he's
Wow, that better be
filming.
a fucking short, Tom. Goddamn.
He's filming people, and then the brother finally showed. They hear like him unlocking the door, and then they're like, "All right, cut the music," as if the brother from the other side of this door couldn't hear this bumping music. They're playing like the God, what was the song? It was the Funky Town. It wasn't Funky Town. It was We Want the Funk.
There we go.
Yeah, they were playing that and shit. But he busts in, and I'm only bringing this up because he busts in. And everyone's like surprise or whatever, and he steps in, and they're like say something, and it cuts, and there's just a girl holding this phone. That I don't know what type of phone was around.
You saw that too?
But I was like, yo,
oh
what is
God.
that? And
the fuck is that?
the 2008 technology, dude.
Yeah, it was weird looking. Like it was like a prop phone because they didn't want to sponsor like Apple.
Yeah, even
Like,
though later on they had no problem sponsoring Pepsi products and shit, but
yeah, they had fucking
Mountain Dew and Aquafina.
Mountain Dew and Aquafina.
I was like, what this water finna do?
No inside jokes.
Oh yeah.
The cast.
But anyway, yeah, he shows up and he's hanging out. But then, as he's there, this random dude shows up with this girl, and I didn't recognize her at the time.
She shows up and brings her date with her.
Yeah.
Because she was invited to the party.
Yeah. And I didn't recognize her at the time, but throughout the like first 20 minutes of the movie, you get flashes to this tape that's like from April 27th of, you know, what, and it's like this guy and this girl. And it ends up being that it's the older brother and this girl who just walked in with her date.
Yeah. And
they got history, which they try to make it sound like they only slept together.
One time.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they said. They so TJ Miller's filming people like we discussed on this camera. Turns out it's the brother's camera, the dude the party is for. And the tape they're recording on, he had previously recorded on they're supposed to be friends, him and the girl who just walked in. So he recorded it like a friend date, I want to say, that they had together. So throughout the whole movie, you're getting clips, almost like flashbacks of the tape, and it's clips from that recording of their friend date or whatever date, I guess you would call it. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. It was weird.
Their whole backstory, the older brother and the I'm just gonna say her, Marlena. Their whole backstory was that they've been friends forever, and then one night they just like on a whim slept together.
Well, not him. And
that's
Marlena's that drunk chick who he only met like twice. TJ Miller was in love with. I don't remember that girl's name.
Was it Beth? It was Beth, wasn't it? I think it was Beth. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, him and Beth slept together. The older brother and Beth. The younger brother had his girlfriend's Lily. HUD TJ Miller was crushing on Marlena. But fuck, where was I at?
I don't know.
So they slept together. Older brother and Beth slept together one time after being friends for years. And then TJ Miller and the younger brother hear about it. And then TJ Miller runs his mouth to the whole party like, hey, he's going up to everybody. Hey, did you... they slept together. Everybody's like, wait, what? No way. And then homegirl leaves the party with her boyfriend. because she's not liking the vibe. Older brother's in a huff because he really secretly loves her. But he says it's for the best because he's leaving to Japan. Um, so he's not gonna go after her after like TJ Miller and younger bro are like, dude, you just gotta go for it if you love her and we know she loves you and uh like younger bro was talking hella shit. I was like,
Yeah,
what
that
the
was weird
fuck?
because he was like, she's too good for you. You don't deserve her.
Mm,
Go get her. And I was like, what?
fucking, it was weird. They had a whole balcony scene, and then a fucking earthquake hits, or what they thought was an earthquake, shakes the whole apartment building. I just want to say they're in like fucking Manhattan. Um, the fucking apartment or whatever they're in is fucking humongous. Like this dude makes money. Like it's ridiculous. Um, Bigger than my fucking house. Like it's fucking big. But earthquake hits. They're like, what the fuck? That was an earthquake. They stop the
Can I just
party.
say? So there a whole bunch of stuff's going on. Can I just say I thought that was really well done because like the whole movie at this point has just been this party and like just life stuff. Never once did they like show any weird thing. Like they didn't. There wasn't any scene where they like turn on the news and they're like weird things are going on. You know, there was no mention of
Yeah.
anything, and then it was just like bam, and stuff just started
It
happening.
it really was like a just someone snuck you from behind. This
They got
movie hits the
lamps.
fucking fan really fast. Like it goes
Yeah,
0 to 1,000 really fucking quick.
yeah.
Um, it goes from party, everybody's drinking, having a fun time, fucking happy go lucky. Uh,
Okay.
fucking greenhouse.
Greenhouse, huh?
Really fun, happy party to oh wait, earthquake, let's turn the news on to fucking monster killing everybody in like the span of
Yeah.
10 minutes. It was
Yeah, well,
insane.
like they go up to the roof because they see like it's supposed to be earthquake, and they're like this fuel tanker in the middle of the river or whatever it was, the harbor, is on fire, and they go out there and they see it like blow up, and then they're like, oh man, and then like all the pieces start coming there, and
The
they're
fucking
like,
debris,
go.
which was a dope shot.
Yeah,
It
it was
looked
cool.
really good for a what was it, an '08
Oh
flick?
wait, yeah,
Yeah, it just like I jotted that down in the notes. Like it was they're like watching it, it's on fire, then a big explosion, and then they
yeah,
just see like debris. It's like a volcano, just
uh huh,
like fucking debris going everywhere, and like it's like arcing towards them, some fucking pieces, and they're like,
yeah,
"Oh shit, oh shit,
yeah,
oh shit!" They're like, "Get inside!" Fucking
yeah.
debris hitting the building they're standing on top
It was
of. It was
like that
amazing.
old video of the like hood when they pop off the fireworks and then they're like oh shit it's on
That's a
just
great one, dude. That's a
coming,
great one.
but
Fucking homemade fireworks are dope.
they're
You
wild.
might lose a finger or a hand, who knows, but they're
Hey,
cool.
Jason Pierre Paul or whatever. No, I don't remember the again. Anyway,
Back up, Terry.
put it in reverse, Terry. Oh no. But anyway, yeah, like so
Hope
everything's
Terry's
just.
doing all right.
I hope he is too. Everything's just going to hell. Um, they go out in the street and people are like running away from them, but they're like still there filming and stuff. And the next thing you know, you see something slam into this building and you're not really sure what it is, but it comes like rolling towards them and shit, and they move, and then it pans over and it's the head of the Statue of Liberty that's
Yeah.
in the middle. And my favorite part about this is that just in the background, very noticeable, you just hear one guy just, "Oh my god, oh
You
my
heard that too?
god!"
Yeah, it was really loud. And I was like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Somebody.
I was laughing so hard at that.
Oh, I hope you roll that clip because it was
Oh
like
yeah,
really loud, like
it's a
just
there's
over everything.
later on in the movie, like the very end, there's something that's similar to it that we'll get into. But yeah, that was so. Statue of Liberty, the head hits the building, and everyone's just sort of standing around looking at it. T.J. Miller like pans over, and you get like a very tiny glimpse of something through all the smoke and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, and but they run away, um, and they go like hide in this random little shop on the side of the street, and they're just like chilling out. Um, but then they eventually like wander out to see what's going on, and it looks like I gotta tell you, it was weird. Cause like, I mean, 9/11 was like,
Give me 9/11 vibes too.
like 9/11, like some time had passed, through like 7 years when this movie, but it was weird that like the guy picked New York, and it's the same city, and like it's very similar to footage you see of all these people covered in dust, and
Yeah, the
like,
dust was what I was like. I work with concrete, right? There's fucking dust. Concrete has a stupid amount of dust. Just everything covered in it. But yeah, when you get like buildings collapsing like that, the amount of dust, like even that one shot where I want to say it was right before you see the Statue of Liberty head, where the dust is rolling towards them because like a
mm-hmm.
building fell or some
You
shit.
see a building
It
fall?
was insane.
I swear it was the Empire State Building, but then when I was looking into it, apparently it was some other building that fell down.
Yeah, just some random building. I'm pretty sure.
It had a name. Apparently, if we knew more New York, I
I
know
don't know shit
Empire
about New
State
York.
Building and the Statue of Liberty. There you go. Lincoln Park, I think, is in. They're over there and they're like
Or Central
crawling
Park.
in.
Central Park, I'm pretty sure.
No, Lincoln Park, man. That's a
Lincoln
real thing.
Park.
Yeah. Let me go. Let me see. Where is Lincoln Park?
Well,
In
they
the
said they're in
ground, am I
Manhattan.
right?
I don't know. My fucking geography is fucked.
Oh, it's in Chicago. Okay, well.
Lincoln Park,
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, they wander out on the street, and then T.J. Miller is like, "I saw it. It was alive and stuff." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got it on tape." And they're like, "Rewind it, rewind it." So he's like, "All right, I'm gonna rewind it." But we, the audience, just get to see more of the tape that was in there of like their date that the older brother and this girl had. Um, and we don't get to see what he filmed, but the characters in the movie do, because when it cuts back, they're like, "That's crazy! What is that thing?" and stuff. So that was just interesting. They didn't let us see whatever that guy filmed, but
Well, I mean, we had already
we
seen it, right?
yeah, but but anyway, so they review the tape. And at this point, they're like, everyone needs to get out of the city now, and they're walking. They're like, it reminded me a lot of which I've only ever seen this movie once, and it was when I was little. But it reminded me a lot of War of the Worlds too,
Yeah.
like with all the monsters and the people having to get out of the city, and all that shit.
Honestly, I didn't really like the monster. I thought this was going to be one of those found footage that don't show the monster, but like you get glimpses here and there. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's probably all we're gonna get.
Hmm.
And then no, you just get full monster like halfway through, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. But I didn't like it. Like it didn't seem like an interesting
It
monster to
does
me.
seem kind of like just a generic big
Yeah,
monster thing, though. But fun fact, Maverick, in Cloverfield lore, that's just a baby. So
nice.
they get a lot. And apparently, the story that J.J. Abrams has said over the years is that's just a baby that's scared, that's looking for its mom. And so he's like, they get a lot bigger. So
Yeah, they said it was like 10 stories high
yeah,
at one point.
it
I think on the news or some shit, but
it looked pretty huge until the end. I swear they shrunk it down for when T.J. Miller has that scene where it's looking at
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Um,
I think you might be right on that.
but yeah, so everyone, they're trying, and it's the whole city is in chaos, but it's not as bad as it is gonna get later. They're still kind of organized. Everyone's just in a group moving. Um, but then as they're going across, what I assume is the Manhattan Bridge, um, just a fucking like a tentacle just whoosh, and cuts through it.
Yeah, you get this scene of them, a bunch of people, because I want to say there's only two bridges that um
Yeah, there was
go
like a
to
higher
Manhattan.
bridge and a lower bridge because they looked down at one. at one
No, I
point.
think it's two separate bridges on either side.
Mm,
I'm pretty sure. I'm not familiar with Manhattan,
yeah.
but
Um, yeah.
they
Okay, go ahead.
everyone's running,
Yeah.
um, trying to get across this bridge because like Manhattan's a fucking island. So and then they got this monster on Manhattan, so they're just trying to run. Um, so a bunch of people crossing this bridge on foot. Um, they split up. They get split up in the crowd because I want to say it was the older brother got a phone call from the girl he was friends with that left the party early because of some shit. I
Yeah.
think he
By the
said
way,
something.
I meant to say it when all the stuff was going or down. I was having to do stuff. The guy that she came with has been on the podcast before because he was in As Above, So Below. He was, I want to say, the main tour guide that was like helping them through the the what's the place called? The catacombs. I think he
There's
lives in that movie too. I think he's one of
really
the three that lived. Yeah.
I'm looking at a map of Manhattan right now,
Uh huh.
and first of all, Manhattan's way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Um, but there's like fucking 20 bridges. Like there's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, oh no, some of them are tunnels. Never mind.
Hmm.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, that's another thing.
Brooklyn
They got a
Bridge,
lot of
Manhattan
tunnels.
Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, and a bunch of others.
I
But this
think
ain't the bridge podcast now, is it?
it's not one day the bridge.
When we're old as fuck, we're playing bridge. Like
Yeah. Um. But yeah, what? Because I don't remember. Uh, with Us, I don't remember what city Us took place in because I remember that opening. Like it was talking about how there's like millions of tunnels throughout the United States that have been unexplored or abandoned or something like that.
I haven't watched that movie.
Have you not watched it?
Uh-uh.
It's not. I don't like it very much. It's not as good. It's
Really?
not as good as Get Out. No. Um.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't care for it. But anyway, it cuts the bridge in half. You get what looks like the brother, the younger brother who's been separated, getting killed.
Yeah,
Um.
that's what I was getting at. They get separated,
Yeah.
and then uh, younger brother is farther on the other side of the bridge. A fucking tentacle comes out of left field, out of nowhere,
Yeah.
chops bridge in half.
Yeah.
Others get away, but that man's dead.
Uh huh.
Younger brother KO. Uh, they run away. Fuck, what happened after that?
Well, they run away. Well, at first, because I kind of thought that the brother wasn't gonna be dead, because I didn't get a
I
good.
thought I thought he was gonna come
Yeah.
back on some great Game of Thrones.
Game of
You didn't see him
Thrones.
die, so he's coming back
That
type of shit.
I said that for years, and look what happened. I won't spoil it because you Game of Thrones people out there, if you haven't watched it yet. But even though it never worked for get ready, spoil. It didn't work for Stannis. You never really see Stannis get killed by Brienne, but he never shows back up again. I was part of the people. There was a while there where people were like, "Stannis, Brienne didn't kill Stannis. She left him alive."
I don't even remember
That's the
that.
guy who burned his daughter. Yeah.
Mm. Game of Thrones is long. Like I'm not expected to remember everything, am I? What is it like 14 seasons or 13 seasons?
It's 8 seasons.
8. 8 long ass seasons that should have been 14.
They really should have, like, because them guys cheaped out and they were like, we only need to make 2 more seasons. And then after watching it, it's like, clearly you needed to make more
Yeah, it kind
seasons.
of just went crazy at
Yeah.
the end there.
But anyway,
Good show.
good show. Good show. It really didn't, like, the last 2 seasons, eh. But I mean,
I kind of liked them. They wrapped it up, but fucking real quick.
yeah, I mean, it really, like, I still, that season 4 is one of the best seasons of television ever made, in my opinion. So, season 6 is really good too. Doesn't get a lot of love.
I
But
don't know. You're saying numbers, Tom. I don't know what you're talking about.
I got this stuff memorized. I remember what every season was, what happened.
You're a fucking loser.
Why you
You're a
gotta
loser.
do that to me? But
You
anyway,
watch Squid Games yet?
I haven't watched it. I'm
It's
going
fucking
to.
fantastic. Everybody out there that's listening, Squid Game, fucking look it up.
Yeah.
Watch that shit. It's fantastic.
But anyway, they leave. They look over and they see like people looting like a liquor store and shit. Or no, it ends
Oh
up
no,
being
it's
like a T-Mobile or something like
it's
that.
a like a technology
Yeah. Um,
shop.
and so the older
Electronic store. That's what I was like, technology shop doesn't sound electronic store.
the
Fucking cell phones and shit.
yeah, the older brother goes running in there because he had a voicemail from his girlfriend or whatever, but he couldn't listen to it because his phone was dead. So he goes
Yep.
running into the store to look for a phone battery, even though he doesn't tell anyone that. He just goes running in and starts looting through
Did
stuff.
a lot of that fucking
Yeah.
oh shit. And then just takes off. He doesn't
Yeah.
tell anybody anything.
And then TJ Miller follows him because he's the cameraman. He has to do that. Um, and they as they're there, the TV screen, they get your first real good glimpse of the monster.
Yeah,
And
someone puts the news on.
yeah, and
And
it's tearing stuff up. My favorite part about that is right next to the TV with the monster, there's just a random frame from SpongeBob where it's a SpongeBob fish. I was like, what?
yeah. The SpongeBob cameo.
Yeah, but they're watching the news and they see the military rolling in and stuff. But then as they're watching the news, the big monster drops down all these little things and they're like, what is that? Ends up being these little spider looking things or whatever. And they just start jumping on the military, killing the military and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So dude, finally they're like, all right, we need to move. But he gets his battery, puts it in, he starts listening to the voicemail, and it basically sounds like this girl is dying. She's like, I'm bleeding, and she's yelling and all this stuff, right?
Yeah, she's saying she can't move. Like she said the wall fell when she was in her apartment, fell on her. She can't move, she's bleeding. Come help her out.
Yeah.
So
And so, he's real sad and stuff now because the brother just died. This girl he's in love with, presumably to him, is dead. But then the army's like, hey, we gotta go or whatever. Next thing you know, the monster like comes from around the corner, and the whole army like shows up and just starts like
it was so quick.
It was so
like,
fast. And it goes on for like 2 minutes of them just shooting rockets and like all this
just
stuff.
a fire.
And the whole time, like the thing's just taking it. In my head popped up the Flavor Flav, this motherfucker not joking. As they're just shooting. But
I was sitting. They got fucking tanks and fucking
yeah.
The box like rockets that are just firing off 100 rockets a second. And I was just sitting there like, America, motherfucker. That's America right there.
Yeah.
Fucking 100 soldiers just fucking spraying at this big monster.
Like, we just heard there was some oil. We came in.
Yeah. Like, give me that.
Yeah.
But no, it was like 2 seconds. Like, they're walking down the street. They're like, oh, we got to get to homegirl before she dies, if she's even alive. And then, boom, whole army rolls in and they're taking cover, fucking in the middle of the whole army just shooting this fucking monster.
Yeah.
It was really fucking quick.
Yeah. And the bet is the whole time is TJ just like, whoa, whoa.
It's like yelling or his, like, even when like the helicopter goes down, he's like, oh my god,
yeah.
Jesus and God,
that was
fucking
the thing.
Save me. I was laughing.
Later on when I was talking about the oh my god thing is later when the whole helicopter stuff is going on. TJ Miller's just, Jesus Christ! Jesus! It was good.
He's like, oh God, please no!
Yeah.
The helicopter's going down and they're fucking crash landing and shit, and he's fucking yelling.
But so then they end up getting clear of that, and the older brother makes a phone call. I'm not even really sure to who, but whoever he calls confirms that his brother is dead.
Where? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, because he calls someone and then he's like, Jason? And they're like, he's dead? and he's all sad, and that's like their confirmation that Jason's dead. But I don't know who he called. I don't know who could have been over on the other side of the bridge that could have told him that.
Motherfucker was halfway over. He called the fucking Aquaman. That man was in the water.
Yeah.
There's no way he made it across.
uh,
Like,
yeah, I don't know. But anyway, they head for the subway. And they're walking along the subway, and this is the time that T.J. Miller decides to talk about
well,
it.
no, how they got into the subway. They fucking was it the monster that some explosion. They took cover, and then the fucking
Yeah, because T.J. Miller like looks across the street, and they're at like a subway entrance or something, and they're like, "Come over here" or something like that. I don't know.
but yeah, the fucking something explodes when they go down into the subway. The three of them, or was it four of them?
It was
Four of them go down into the subway.
it was 4, yeah, at that point.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, because we
Something
forgot to mention,
explodes.
I guess the group right now is T.J. Miller, the older brother, the younger brother's girlfriend or wife, I'm
Girlfriend
not sure, and then
Marlena
Marlena, yeah, the T.J. Miller, his crush.
Crush.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they take cover in the subway station down below, and then something explodes. The fucking subway entrance gets fucked up. They can't go back out.
uh-huh.
So then they decide to reach Homegirl's apartment to just walk the subway tunnels,
Yeah,
get to the entrance near her apartment, and then just go there.
yeah.
So
Um, and so they're just chilling in these subways. And T.J. Miller randomly decides to be like, "You remember that guy who started lighting homeless people on fire
fucking
last week?"
random
And they're like, "What?
story.
Why would you talk about this now?" And he's like, "I'm just saying." Uh,
It'd
and
be fucking weird if he saw a
yeah,
homeless man on fire right now. And
yeah,
they're just like, dude, shut up.
yeah. And next thing you know, you hear the Marina or what is that bitch's name? I can't get it right.
Murray?
Marine.
M. Uh,
I ask, what's her name? And you go, M. And I was like, that's not her name. But anyway, but she's like, oh my god, this is so gross. And I'm thinking it's like a dead body or something. Um, but
those fucking rats.
yeah, you look down, it's just rats. And I was like,
Marlena,
Marlena, okay. And I'm like, everything you've seen so far, this is the thing that's grossing you out?
right?
But turns out there's a bunch of rats. This is the second we just watched Shutter Island, and now we got
A
this
lot of
movie.
rats.
A lot of rats the last week and a half or whatever. And they're all running away. They're all running the same direction. And so they're like, well, I guess we better start going too. Which is the reasonable decision. And I'll tell you what's not the reasonable decision is when they start hearing weird noises and they go, hey, what's that? Let's stand here and wait for whatever it is to get. And I was like, you idiots. So they're standing there, they're listening to all these weird sounds. And then the older brother is like, oh, hey, turn the night vision on. And T.J. Miller's like, I don't know how to do that. So he's like, I'll do it. And so he comes and he flicks on the night vision and you get a shot like over his shoulder of just like all the little spider things on the wall or whatever. And T.J. Miller's like, all right, we need to run. But the spider things start attacking. And they like, every time they go by someone, they're like, wah, 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 wah. Like, wah.
Make a weird noise,
Yeah.
and it threw me off.
Yeah.
I did not expect it.
And they jump on the younger brother's girlfriend at first, but they don't really get any damage in. They manage to get them off of her. But the T.J. Miller's crush, she ends up just like getting torn up and bit. You see a little later,
Yeah,
like
she gets
she gets
bit.
gnawed on and stuff. But they manage to get away. They like kick them away and shit. They go into this like break room that's in the middle of
Or like the subway workers.
yeah.
There's like chips and fucking
There's
bottled
chips, Mountain Dew,
like sodas. Shit.
Aquafina. Yeah.
Dope little hangout spot.
Yeah, it was cool. And they were like, we should just stay here. And I was like, yeah, that seems that seems reasonable.
Pretty reasonable. Yeah.
But next thing you know, the fucking army busts in. And they're like, "Oh shit, come! How many are you? Or how many are with you?" And they're like, "It's just us." So they're like, "All right, come with us." And they're walking with them, and then immediately Homeboy starts flipping out on them, talking about, "You gotta go save this girl. I left her alone." And I was like, "Homie, they're trying to save this whole city. They don't got time for this one,
Yeah.
girl that." But he, the whole time he's like, "You gotta. I'm gonna go either way, with or without you." But then as all this is going on, uh, this homegirl ends up being the original. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Where she's like, "I don't feel so good," and you turn around and homegirl who got bit is just like ghostly pale and bleeding, like, or has like blood tears coming out of her eyes and stuff.
And nose.
And they're like, "We got a bite! We got a bite!" And they drag her off. TJ Miller's screaming, and because in the break room they had done a little, it looks like TJ Miller was breaking the ice a little bit with her, so they had gotten a little closer throughout the movie. So he's like, "Let go of her," and they move her behind this like tent, and then you just see her like, and she just pops. It just blows up.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
They dragged the doctors and like the hazmat suits dragged her into a tent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just get this like silhouette of, I don't know if they shot her or what, but just an explosion.
No, I think she just blew
blood.
up. It was from the bite or something. Like
so?
the bite.
Well, taking it back to
because it looked like her whole upper half exploded.
You think? I thought it was just her head, but
it might be. It's playing right here, so we'll know.
Taking it back to the subway, when they were in the subway scene, so homegirl is the only one that got bit, but the other two, TJ Miller and Beth, the spider things jumped on them but didn't bite them. It was trying to drag them away.
Yeah.
So that it was trying to drag them to the big monster.
I assume so. Yeah.
The movie never stated why.
No.
But yeah, they didn't get bit. It was just homegirl that got bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, she dies.
Dies.
She fucking explodes.
R.I.P.
Or gets shot. I don't know.
Yeah, so then this random army dude pulls them aside, and he's like, which, first of all, I appreciate dude being a solid guy and all, but it seemed like a lot of information that shouldn't be given to civilians, where he's like, "Hey, listen, this is our last shot. We can't kill it. It's hammered down. They're just going to wipe out Manhattan and stuff."
Yeah.
So he's like...
That's probably something you would want to keep, like the government killing a lot of people, you'd want to keep under wraps.
Yeah. So he's like, "Does your watch work?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, the last helicopter leaves at fucking 4:45 or whatever the time was. I don't remember what time he gave.
600.
Okay. But he's like, "Go save your friend and be there, or else, you're staying here or whatever." So they're like, "All right, we appreciate it." So then they go walking, and this part of the movie I blanked out in, because the next time I remember paying attention, they were inside of her apartment building, and I didn't see when they entered it, so I remember looking up and being like, "Why are they walking so weird?" And then I was like, "Oh, the building's like on its side or whatever," so they're having to walk up the hallways and stuff. But they get to her apartment building. They like kick in her door, and where her apartment is, her side of the building is like slanted, so they're having to hold on to stuff to like not fall out of this window and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
I've had nightmares where I've been in like a building that's like that, and I'm like looking down at the city.
It was 2 skyscrapers side by side.
And
homegirl's apartment was in the skyscraper that had gotten hit, and it was leaning on the other one. So the fucking Suicide Squad was on the street, and they're looking up at these 2 buildings. One's fucking falling over. Of course, homegirl's apartment is in the one that's leaning. So I think the older brother was the one that suggested they go into the leaning building, go up as far as they can, and then just figure it out from there.
Yeah.
TJ Miller's like, "That's fucking stupid. Why don't we just go into the other building go up until we can cross over and then down, because the older brother knows the chick's apartment's on the 39th floor.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of fucking stairs, dude.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Pussy that can't be that good, Tom. Like,
Yeah, like, yeah, I had points in this movie where I was like, come on, my guy. Let's just get out of here. But, you know.
Yeah, so they go up into the building. That's not fucked. Then you get the scene of when they cross over onto the top of the other building that's leaning.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be like this suspenseful fucking, we can make it, we just gotta do this little climb thing. It was kind of shit.
I missed all of it. Well, like I said, I looked up and I was like, why are they walking like this?
But yeah, then you get the scene of them like fucking like they're like Johnny Depp on the ship where they're just like kind of like crab walking.
Yeah.
But they're like sideways.
Yeah. But they get into her apartment and she's got what at the time looked like a metal rod through her chest. But I guess it ends up only being through her like shoulder or something like that.
Yeah, through her shoulder.
Because she ends up opening her eyes and she's like, hey. And then they're like, we gotta pull this fucking rod out of your shoulder. And so they pull it out. And she's like, screaming and stuff, you know. So, yeah, they pull the rod out of the shoulder. They're like, all right, we gotta get out of here. And the monster shows up again. This attacking the city and all this stuff. And they get to the evac point, and the younger brother's girlfriend gets in the helicopter, but the helicopter's full. So she ends up making it through this whole movie, the younger brother's girlfriend. Because they're like, that I thought is she was like, they were like, we'll meet up with you. And she was like nodding her head. And I was like, you can't. You're inside a helicopter. Like the thing's fucking full charge, you know. Like, and, but yeah. And so then they end up getting into their own helicopter. And you get a cool shot of as they're flying away. You see, I don't know the name of the jet, that like black stealth fighter.
Yeah, stealth fighter.
Yeah, that comes flying in.
Stealth bomber.
Okay, yeah, and just starts dropping bombs on the.
Yeah, it does a carpet bomb run, which was fucking dope.
And T.J. Miller is like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
America, motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's all this smoke and stuff, and the monster falls over in the smoke. So they give you a little like, oh, is it dead? But then out of the smoke, the thing just comes like, and
it was a shit jump scare.
Yeah,
it was a really bad jump scare.
And
because it just comes out of it was like a bad jump scare you'd get on like Facebook of like,
yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah,
it just comes out of the. Why would it come out of the smoke to hit a helicopter, Tom?
Listen, man.
I still don't understand.
Oh,
and they're like way like super high above like 100-story buildings. Like they're high up in this helicopter.
Yeah.
And it just jumps out of smoke to just hit them.
Oh,
like, okay.
Some would say if the helicopter pilot looked over and saw the monster and then was just like, let's go this way.
He's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. But so it hits the helicopter. We mentioned earlier it's going down. What's
up? They're in the helicopter. And I swear at one point, TJ Miller's like, oh, look at that. And then the helicopter pilots both of them. And everybody in the helicopter is looking down. I want to say they're looking at the monster. Like, that's crazy. And they're just like looking at it. And I'm like, dude, do your job and go.
Listen.
Like,
so like we mentioned, heli gets hit. It's going down. TJ Miller, Jesus Christ, my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need you to play the whole fucking clip
thing,
of it. It's bad. Like, it's really bad.
And then the heli crashes.
Yeah, that's the shit right there. That's what I'm talking about.
But thankfully, I guess the three main characters are still alive. I guess the pilots are dead because you never see them again. But TJ Miller and all of them are still alive. You hear on the radio in the helicopter that it didn't work. Hammer Down is happening in 15 minutes or whatever. And so it's like, oh, they, gotta hurry up. So TJ Miller
Sounds a
goes.
fucking nuclear bomb dropped on this
Yeah.
monster, by the way.
So TJ Miller goes and he like puts a splint or something on his friend's leg, because presumably this guy messed up his leg, even though he walks fine for the rest of the couple scenes he's in the movie. But so the camera's laying down, and then he's like, "Oh wait, I gotta go back for the camera," which at this point I'm like, "What are we doing with this camera? Why are we still filming this?" But sure, right? So he goes back for the camera. As he's going for the camera, the two of them are like, "Ah!" And he's like, "What's the problem?" And then he looks up, and the monster is in front of him. And this whole time, TJ Miller's been yelling all this stuff. The monster's in front of him. He goes, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
So then he takes what I assume is the T-Rex approach, which he's like, maybe if I don't move, it won't see me, But the monster just straight up like gets closer to him, and you get like a full frontal of the monster's face, and then it grabs TJ Miller.
The monster looks like it takes like a sniff, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
and then just eats him.
It grabs him. It starts eating him. The camera falls down to the ground. I don't really know why the monster was good with just eating TJ Miller and then left, because the other two friends are still there, and they like come over and come to TJ Miller's body, and they're like, "Oh no," But then they grab the camera, they leave, and they go like underneath this bridge, and this guy starts making a video where he's like, "This is May, whatever. Monsters attack the city, and all this stuff." And meanwhile, the air raid sirens and stuff are starting up in the background, where you hear the like countdown basically to the end. And then one little explosion goes off, and the bridge starts to collapse, and they're like, I love you too." And then like the rest of the bomb hits, and the whole bridge just comes down on them. And that's the end of the movie, as that happens. Unless you stay all the way through the credits, which I didn't because I already knew what this was at the end. But if you go all the way to the very end of the credits, the 10 minutes of credits, you'll hear a little audio tape that goes, blah, 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 like that. And that's it.
I missed that.
But then people took that when this came out and put it and played it in reverse. And in reverse, it's them saying it's still alive.
Nice.
So the monster, it did not work. It's still alive. Which, weirdly though, I always took that ending into mean somehow the guy lived. One of them lived through that bombing. But J.J. Abrams, he says that the bombing did kill the monster. So he's going completely against what that audio tape at the end of his own movie says. But yeah, and then so they kind of leave it up to you whether or not the couple lived or not. But I always took it as in the monster lived through this whole movie. But J.J. Abrams seems to disagree. But who knows more about what happened at the end of Cloverfield than me? But anyway, yeah, this movie had a budget of $25 million. Made a box office of $172 million. So it made some bank. I remember when this came out, and it was like,
really?
Yeah, I remember wanting to see it when it came out. But
was this rated R?
No, it's a PG-13.
Wow.
Yeah. So
they showed a dude's like guts ripped open though. That's crazy. That's a lot of gore. I guess 2008 was different times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, there's nothing... Yeah, to PG-13 seems... Nowadays, it seems like PG-13 is just their, like...
kids' movies.
Yeah, I mean, PG-13, they're even starting to let you use, like, the F word and stuff in it. You can say, one or two. Usually one. Those X-Men movies really implemented that, because they would always have Wolverine cuss, like, once. And then they made Logan, and we're like, we're going to have him cuss the whole time. But anyway, let's do best of, worst of. We forgot to do it when we did Shutter Island. So
There wasn't a best of worst stuff for Shutter Island.
well, Shutter Island, I remember what it was gonna be for me then. It was probably just gonna be the whole reveals and stuff. Like we won't get into the reveals here, but yeah. And then I don't remember what my worst of would have been, but my best of for this movie has to be Homeboy doing the whole "Oh my God!" oh my when the Statue of Liberty had hit the ground. That was crazy. And then my worst of will have to be the 10 minutes or so after they leave the army facility to go help the friend. Because like I said, that's really the only part in the movie I blanked on. And I just came back and was like, why is this building all weird? But
Yeah, that whole setup wasn't that good.
yeah. So Maverick, what's your best of worst stuff for Cloverfield?
Best of was the shot of that tanker exploding.
That was good, yeah.
And them running from the debris falling on their heads.
Mhm.
That one was at the beginning of the movie, but it's what set everything off.
The whole
pretty
whole
fucking good.
beginning when shit hits the fan is really good. Like I said, it went from nothing, just a normal like party and some maybe family drama or something, to like monster. It was like, oh, it's not.
Yeah, and then you get the shot of the dust
Mhm.
fucking flying through the streets was pretty good too. And then that you see the head of the Statue of Liberty was pretty fucking good
Yeah.
too.
Gesundheit.
Worst of was probably T.J. Miller's death. It was a
Yeah.
dog shit death.
Yeah.
I want to say almost all the deaths in here were dog shit. Like, Homegirl she goes, I guess, to keep the PG-13 rating.
Yeah. I mean, I
Goes
guess
behind a tent and blows up.
if you're gonna pick, she probably had the best death out of anybody in the movie. But yeah.
Her death was shit. But I'm keeping that to the probably to keep the
PG-13, yeah.
keep it PG-13. The younger brother's death was shit because he just
Yeah, his
the
death
bridge
was
got-
so bad that we didn't think he was dead. Like,
yeah
we were-
the bridge just got chopped and they fell.
yeah.
And T.J. Miller's death, I want to say, was the worst because he gets eaten by a monster, but doesn't get eaten by a monster.
Yeah, like we only see like his face really, so we don't know what's left of him. But yeah, if they would have did one last shot of like and like his whole body is just gone or something, you know.
Yeah, it's just the monster leaning over. You get like a mouth shot from the monster. You get some like crunching noises, chewing noises, and then it's the camera falling, and then it just falls next to T.J. Miller's face.
Yeah.
And that is it. And he has a little blood on his cheek, and that's it. And the other two run up to him and like, oh no.
Yeah.
Better get out of here. Grab the camera. And I'm like, okay,
Once again,
dude.
don't know where the monster went. I mean, it was right there.
Yeah, the monster just kind of chewed him up and then left.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah.
All in all, I gave it a 6.
Yeah, like I said, I gave it a 7.
I watched the others.
Yeah,
If
we're
we
gonna
have
have
time,
to. I'm real interested in what that 10 Cloverfield Lane one's about, because like I said, I really wanted to see it when it came out, and I never got around to watching it for some reason.
Which one's next? 10 Cloverfield
10
Lane?
Cloverfield Lane is the next one that didn't come out until 2016. Which, yeah. So, and I remember, I think the plot of that one, if I'm right, is John Goodman has this lady who he tells her that's in this bunker. He's like, everything's shit up top. But she doesn't know for sure, and she's trying to figure out if John Goodman's telling the truth.
Oh, fuck, dude. I think I've seen this.
Oh, no.
Well, I've seen clips.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know this movie.
Like,
And
I
then
haven't watched it at
Cloverfield
all.
Paradox.
The only one I ever watched was this one. And it's been a long time since I watched it. But, yeah, hey, if we're doing...
Fucking Bradley Cooper's in this goddamn movie.
In which one?
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Shout out. Hey, if we're doing... you recommended everyone go watch Squid Games earlier. Whoever hasn't watched The Departed, go watch The Departed.
Departed.
I never watched it because, and I won't say what the clips, and somehow if you've avoided it, but I knew how it ended, and I knew how a certain character got killed in it, right? So I never watched
I didn't
it.
know The Departed.
Oh my God, Maverick. We're doing a smoke break on The Departed. It's got Leo and Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg and Jack Nicholson. I mean, the cast is stacked.
Wow.
It's about Leo goes undercover in a.
Oh fuck yeah! I've seen.
Oh
this movie.
yeah, I bet
seen-
you've seen the ones I'm talking about, the ending of the movie and stuff.
Fuck yeah! I have seen
Yeah.
the ending of this movie.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Yeah, so I never watched it because I've seen the ending and I've seen how a certain character dies in it, and so I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch it. Let me tell you, Maverick, I finally
How all the characters died, Tom.
Well,
I've seen it
yeah.
all.
I
insane.
finally watched it because we watched Shutter Island, and that was Scorsese, and I like that movie so much, and it was Leo that I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go watch The Departed because it's Scorsese and Leo again, and man, the whole build up to the end made the end so much better. Like I can't explain to you how upset that movie will make you at people, and oh my God, it added. So The Departed, 10 out of 10 movie. Like it was crazy. So if you've never watched it because you're like me and you've just seen the clips and you're like, well, there's no reason to watch it, I highly recommend you watch it because it adds so much to it. And then I watched Gangs of New York because Martin Scorsese made that and Leo was in that. Not as good, Maverick. It was alright.
Damn.
It was alright, but it wasn't. Daniel Day-Lewis is in it too, and he's amazing because he's amazing in everything. But yeah, it was a little disappointing after The Departed. Anyway, thanks for watching. This episode of the podcast was brought to you by Vans. Oh, how can you?
That's upside down.
Well, no, but the cameras flipped, so it looked. My dad, we were doing stuff the other day, and there was a package on the front, and my dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna share these with you. I got, and I was like, okay." So then, as he goes to open it, he's like, "This can't be it. This can't be what I ordered." And he opened it up, and all I saw was the House of Terror Vans, and I was like, "Man, that seems like something I would buy." And I was like, "Wait, I did buy that." And it was because when you buy through Vans. Amazon, I have like an initial at the end or whatever, so we always know it's my package, not my dad's or whatever. But this one, it was just our same name or whatever. But so anyway, got some special Halloween Friday the 13th. They glow in the dark. I had no idea until I read the tag that says glow in the dark and put them under a lamp and put them in the dark for a while.
Lamp.
But they're cool as fuck. But I'm never hardly gonna wear them because they're like collector shoes. Man, I tried them on though, Maverick. Have you ever owned like a pair of just slip-on Vans or anything?
I had the OG high top Vans in middle school, and actually no, they were Chucks. I want to say.
Yeah, I've never bought just slip-ons with no like the
Yeah, they
thing
were
with it.
Chucks.
I
High top Chucks.
I tried these on just to see how they fit. These are the most comfortable shoes in the world. So I'm gonna have to buy
I hear
just a
good
pair
things.
of plain Vans.
Those and those fucking boat shoes. What are they called? The
Yeah,
fucking
the loafers.
people.
I always call them
yeah,
loafers, but they used to
fucking
Sperry's
penny
or
loafers.
whatever.
Are they Sperry's? I'm pretty sure they're Sperry's.
I don't know. But hey, Vans, if anyone watching who works for Vans,
sponsor us,
hook
pussies.
me up. I will wear your shoes every day.
I can't. I have to. Hey, steel toe Vans. Where you at?
Steel toe Vans, yeah.
But yeah, Sperry's. Those people wear them without fucking socks. Or dirty bastards and should die in fires. But your feet stink. Please stop. But yeah, apparently those are very comfortable. Is what I'm trying
That's
to
what
say.
I've heard. But
Vans on the floor, Tom. Because Vans are off the wall.
I was wondering what you were going for. Yeah. But anyway, so thanks for watching. Usually this is where I would tell you that coming out later this week would be whatever movie. But when this comes out fucking what movie are we? The Witch will be out.
Yeah. The
So
Witch, but it's spelled VVITCH.
a little peek behind the curtain. We haven't watched The Witch yet. We haven't even recorded that episode, so we don't know what the next movie is yet. But something's coming out later this week. It'll be Maverick's pick. He says he's coming full force after his last 2 picks weren't very horror-y. So we'll see what he's got. But yeah, a couple days ago, The Witch came out. Go check that out. Don't know how it went yet. Like I said, haven't recorded that episode. But anyway. All right, well, Maverick, you got anything else you'd like to add before we...
Fucking Twisted Teas.
We're sponsored by Vans and Twisted Teas.
I'm fucking smashed right now.
I noticed you were a lot more talkative in this episode than you usually are.
Sponsor me, pussy.
But yeah, hey, shout out Papa Hades again. Number 2, homie. We did Jurassic Park and Cloverfield. So
yes, recommend. I am very bad at picking movies just because I'm not like a horror. Like the only reason I watch horror is because of this cast. So I'm not like. I don't have good picks because I haven't watched most of the picks, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, you're always picking blind.
Yeah, so recommendations are always welcome, bro.
We'll watch
Fucking comment that shit.
We'll do it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Thanks for watching. See you later this week for whatever comes out. And there's some shorts and stuff will be coming out too, so go check those out. All right. See you later.